Shanti,
Om
welcome,
Shanti.
welcome, dear sister Meera Benji. We are so happy that you are here with us to share about your knowledge and your experiences. So thank you for coming, Meera Ben.
Thank you.
Sister, I would like to ask you if you can tell us your story about how you came to Baba, please.
Okay. I was introduced to Baba in 1968. Before I came, my Laukik father was coming to the center in Mysore, South India. We were living in Mysore, Karnataka state, and my father happened to come across the exhibition they had put up in that place. So he was going there for 6 months, and then we saw some lot of change in his life, especially anger. He had transformed after coming to Baba's home. So anyway, I was a student. I was 18 years old. I was studying in my final BSc. So I did not pay much attention, but I concentrated on my studies. Anyway, one day my father requested that if I can go with him to admit myself to a typing class during my holidays after my exam. So I just went along with him. And then the center, Raj Yoga Center, was opposite to that typing school. So he wanted to go there to meet Dadi. But Dadi was in Mount Abu. She was not there. So they asked us to come next day. So he made an appointment to meet Dadi Hriday Pushpa, the elder sister of Dadi Chandramani, to meet me in that center. So that was the turning point in my life. I don't know anything about Raj Yoga. I don't know anybody in the center. I don't speak Hindi. And they took me to her bedroom, Dadi's bedroom. And Dadi looked at me. I looked at her. We don't know each other. We didn't speak. They say, no, love with first sight, taking souls beyond with a glance. So there was some magic in Dadi's drishti. So I just felt a kind of total transformation. That place got something else. So then I had the thought in my mind, I want to become like her. I don't know who she is, but just the thought. Then I told my father, I want to stay with her if I want to become like her. My father was very keen that I come to the knowledge. He was very happy when I say I want to stay with her, I want to become like her. Just imagine, I stayed in the center. On that night, my father went to my home, brought 2 sets of clothes, and I stayed there. From that day, now it is 55 years. I never went back home. I understood the knowledge afterwards. I met others afterwards, but instant transformation happened with Dadi's drishti, and I stayed there. That was my love marriage with Baba.
Wonderful, wonderful, very interesting story. Dear sister, can you mention to us one or two events that have been important in your Brahmin life, please?
Of course, after being in the center, I was able to, learn Hindi, understand Baba's knowledge by teaching others. And in 15 days, I was fortunate to go to Mount Abu with my father. Brahma Baba was alive. I was one of the most fortunate souls who was able to meet Brahma Baba physically. So it was a wonderful experience seeing God in the physical form in Mount Abu. One thing my father wanted to ask Baba was that I must have a Laukik job and stay in the center. So Baba gave permission that I can do Laukik job and stay in the center. But somehow, we never talk back to the elders. When they say something, we just say Haji. So I did not reply to Baba. But when I came back, I got my result for the BSc examination. And so I felt very strongly, I don't want to do Laukik job, So I wrote a long letter to Baba, Brahma Baba. And Baba replied me in 2 lines. Beautiful reply. Baba said, when you have faith that the unlimited Father has come, why you want to be weak like goat and sheep? You should be roaring like a lioness. So that gave me a lot of strength. So I was able to overcome whatever difficulty that came from the Laukik family, from others, because I decided to stay in the center. So this was in 1968 when Brahma Baba was still alive. And one of the, the situation that came in my life was when it was interesting, of course. I could speak English, I could speak Hindi now, I can also speak my mother tongue. And so Jagdish Bhai gave us a training in 1975. And English speaking sisters were given training. After the training, Dadi Prakashmani asked me to make the passport to go to foreign countries for service. But Dadi Hriday Pushpa was not ready to release me. She wanted me to be with her. Somehow, it happened in 1977. This was a very interesting event in my life, how I was chosen to go to foreign countries for service. It was a conference, Divinize the Man International Conference, first time in Bombay. And in that conference, there was the vice president of Guyana who was chairing one of the sessions. He was not a BK, but he was a contact soul. And I was one of the speakers in that session. And so after I finished speaking, Steve Narayan said, I want to take this sister to my country, he said in the public. So then Ramesh Bhai, our elder senior brother, was sitting in the audience. So he said, no, you can't kidnap sisters from India like this. He made a joke. But anyway, that became the turning point. So from then onwards, my program was made I went to foreign countries for service in 1977, March 30th, first to Guyana, the Caribbean countries. Another incident that happened, in being in foreign country, actually, is I was in Trinidad, which is a West Indian island. And in that country, people are a little bit against Brahma Kumari's Hindu organization because they think that we convert people and take them back to Raj Yoga. So what happened was that, somehow they organized some kind of press interview in an incognito way and to check up my visa, whether I'm staying there officially or not. And I did not know anything because I am first time in foreign countries staying with a stranger. There was no center in that country at that time. And so what happened was they came, suddenly interviewed me, and then next Monday, next week, they have their own association and newspaper. And in that newspaper, they put a big article about me, putting the title, Hindu Nuns Enter into Male Problem. What it means is that usually only males teach religion. Females don't do it in Hindus. So they saw this, women are taking leads. So there was a big article. So somebody gave me the newspaper next morning. I was alone. I have never faced such a situation in my life. I did not know whom to speak. Of course, I spoke to Baba, and then I called Dadi Janki in London. What to do? Dadi said, oh, drama, everything beneficial, something is going to come good from this. So I was able to face that situation and overcome, because this situation allowed many people to come to inquire, what is this Brahma Kumari all about? So it was a new situation, challenge that I had to face.
Wonderful, wonderful. Really, this shows us what Baba says, that everything that happens in the drama is good.
Yeah.
And what will come will be even better. Maybe at the very time we don't know, but later we can see that something good is coming on. So, okay, Didi, can you please mention some key points for doing Mansa Seva, the service from the mind, please?
Actually, before understanding 3 things for doing Mansa Seva, what I would like to suggest is people should understand the meaning of Mansa Seva. Mansa Seva means service of the mind. So I need to, 3 things that is important is, first of all, I need to make my mind qualified to serve others' mind. And in order to make my mind qualified to serve others' mind, my mind should be free from waste thoughts. If I still have waste thoughts in my mind, my thoughts will not reach out to others. Mansa Seva is like I am serving others' mind through my thoughts. So my thoughts should be pure and powerful. Number 3, my feelings in the heart should be very clean and pure. If I have even bad feelings in my heart, even for one soul, my thoughts and feelings will not reach out to others. It is like putting one drop of poison in a can of milk. Everything is useless. So, three things that is necessary is, first of all, I must know I have to serve my mind, make it qualified to serve others. For that, I must stop waste thinking and I create pure positive feelings for the self and for others.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you very much, sister. Can you mention any experience where you have seen the effect or the result from doing Mansa Seva?
Oh, many experiences. So, it's really real. It works. I have experimented, especially doing service through the mind to the nature. We had a program. Public program for the 18th of January in Malaysia 1 year. And of course, the program was at 7 o'clock. By 6 o'clock, there was so much of cloud, black cloud, and it's going to rain heavily. That was the forecast. And when it is raining, half of the people don't come. They get discouraged from coming. So what I did when I saw the weather, I was sitting in my room and we had made all the preparations for the program, publicity, all preparation. But I know the situation when it rains, you don't get that amount of people. So I started to send out Sakash, lots of love to the elements of matter and talking to the elements of matter, telling, look, Baba always says you must give the message to every home. Baba's children have prepared everything to get the message. But if you don't cooperate with us, I told the water, I told the rain, I told the cloud, I said, if you don't cooperate with us, how can people come? And if they don't come, how can they get the message? So I said to the rain, please take your direction other side. I don't say you stop raining. You can come back after 2 hours to this place. But now for 2 hours, you change the direction and go somewhere else for raining. And then I became silent and just giving lot of love. You know what happened? Suddenly the clouds dispersing. The black clouds dispersed and there was light and there was no rain.
Wonderful.
And so people could come full force for the program and the program was very successful.
Wonderful.
Another incident I remember in 1971, we had 1973, I think we had a very big program in Delhi, in the Ram Leela ground somewhere. And you know what happened? We had prepared all the stalls. It was a mela. And suddenly Indira Gandhi, who was the prime minister at that time, sent a message that we want this land back because the president of Russia is coming. We have to welcome him here. Now the stalls are all ready. Tomorrow is going to be the inauguration. So what can we do? So Prakashmani Dadi said, all of you go and sit in yoga, do tapasya. And then she gave the direction that prepare the opening model of goddess Durga overnight and let it be ready. Because next morning, the police were coming to examine our hall, means our ground, how it is. So when Indira Gandhi's staff came, here we were doing tapasya for Baba service to continue. And there when the staff came, they see goddess Durga model. They were so impressed, so happy. They went and told the Prime Minister, no, please don't disturb them. Let them carry on whatever they have prepared. We will do the welcome ceremony in another place. Just imagine, they shifted their place to different place and they allowed us to do it. So on that level, very high level also, Mansa Seva can work. And another simple example, Sakash Seva. We had our ancestor soul, Vishwa Kishore, who was Baba's right hand. And he was with Baba until 1968. And he got very sick, so he had to go to Bombay for an operation. And then when he was in the hospital, Baba got a phone call that Vishwa Kishore Dada could not sleep. He was in pain after operation. So Baba woke up whole night and gave Sakash Mansa Seva vibrations to that soul. And so he gets so relieved that he was able to sleep. So different levels. Sometimes you can serve the nature. Sometimes you can serve people who are suffering. And sometimes you can even make an enemy into your friend through Mansa Seva.
That's wonderful. Wonderful. I think it will be very nice if we Brahmins do practice that and keep going, because if we do get experiences on that, that will encourage us to keep going. I think that will improve the faith, to have more faith to keep doing this type of services. Wonderful.
And also, brother, because see, the world is so big. The world is so big. We can't reach out to everyone physically to give Baba's message. So we can only use the power of thought. Reach out to souls to share Baba's message. So that is why Baba is encouraging us. Be in one place, serve like a lighthouse. Send out the rays of light and might in the form of message. What you want to speak through your mouth, you speak those thoughts in your mind. And when your mind is clean, pure, your thoughts will travel like laser and touch the hearts of others on the other corner of the world.
Yes. Didi, can you tell us, please, something about the importance of doing Mansa Seva today, please?
So nowadays, it is only power of thought that works powerfully than the power of words and actions. According to the present time, service through the mind is very important. You can do service through the mind on 3 levels. Through your attitude, through your awareness, and through your stage. Especially we need to have an elevated attitude, positive attitude, so that our attitude creates vibration, and vibration becomes an atmosphere. And this can travel with no limits. And so, as we cannot reach out to people physically to so many places, we can sit in one place, make use of the power of thought to allow the Sakash. Sakash means special rays of light and might to reach out to the world. And if I am genuine, I don't have any waste thoughts about the person whom I want to serve through the mind, it will touch that soul at the same time. So this is why Baba is telling us, keep your mind very clean, your intellect very clear. Because if your mind is not clean, your intellect is not clear, so your thoughts in the form of sound cannot reach out. So it is like using wireless set, So you need to have a voiceless stage in order to do service through the mind. Purity plays a very important role. So this is why we need to practice more and more silence of the mind. When we practice silence of the mind, then the power of silence, which is power of pure thoughts, will start serving souls on all four corners.
Wonderful, wonderful about this. Didi ji, what advice can you give to the Brahmin students to improve their Mansa Sevar? I mean the quality in their Mansa Sevar. Please.
Of course, Baba is already inspiring us. Of course, we also need to encourage souls. We need to continue to serve through the words as far as we are in the body, that we don't stop. But the word service can reach only to some limits. But we need to encourage Brahmins to use the power of thought, the power of mind, the power of silence to talk to people. So that is why it is very important to practice more silence. We must encourage Brahmin souls, first of all, to practice more silence of the mind. Because the noise that emerges in the mind is in the form of waste thoughts. So as long as I have this noise in my mind, I cannot serve through the thoughts. So we should encourage Brahmin souls as much as possible to use the power of mind to feel the power of silence. And then secondly, have mercy and compassion for all souls. You must look at the whole family, the whole world as your family, and emerge a lot of mercy and compassion. So then I have good wishes and pure feelings. What is Mansa Seva? Having good wishes and pure feelings for all. But who can have pure feelings for others? Only those who can think good about themselves. So first of all, I have to serve myself, having good thinking for myself. having good thinking for the self means to have mercy on the self. So when I have good thinking, mercy on myself, I am able to show mercy for others. So in that way, I am helping them to have good wishes. So one way Brahmins can develop Mansa Seva is to first of all have good thinking for the self, positive thoughts for the self, and then that will extend into good wishes for others. So we must make use of the confluence aged time, doing all 4 types of service. There are 4 types of service we can do. Service through words, service of the yajna, service through the self-service, and service of the mind, through our mind. So when I am able to make my mind my best friend, my mind will serve others automatically.
Wonderful, wonderful. This made me think that charity starts at home with ourselves. When you say good thinking about us, this made me think about the titles the Baba has given to us to improve our self-esteem and to make grow the self-esteem so we can do a better service. DDG, can you tell us some advice that you can give to the Brahmin students to improve their spiritual development? I think it's something we need a lot now, and we need to improve that now. So which advice will you give to the Brahmin students in the family, please?
For what? What advice for what?
To improve their spiritual development, to develop more spiritually.
Okay. Of course, we need to discipline our life. That is why Baba has given us a timetable. Because when we follow the maryadas, when we follow the rules and regulations accurately, we definitely develop progress. So from Amrit Vela onwards, whatever timetable Baba has created for us, if we can be punctual and regular in those things, so it will help us a lot. Because, when anyone follows any code of conduct, any rules and regulation, there is benefit for themselves. And my advice is the best thing is to use everyday Murli as your guideline, as your teacher to carry on your daily activities. Because in each Murli, Baba teaches us 4 subjects. And if I'm able to just focus on today's Murli every day, and practice even one point from each subject, it would help a lot. And the second thing, of course, Baba talks about practicing traffic control, stopping every now and then to check myself and change. That is also very important. To stop every now and then to make sure that my speed of thoughts are slow and not fast. I would also advise people not to miss 7 to 7:30 evening meditation, which is very important for our progress. Dadi Janki has always advised that those Brahmins who practice 7 to 7:30 evening meditation, their center, their Brahmin life become obstacle free, you know. So, and then very important direction from Baba for our development is to, before going to bed, write the chart of the day. What I do today, how much I remember Baba, assess myself. No, and then I should be able to realize my mistake, ask for forgiveness, and make my mind light before I go to sleep. So that next morning when I wake up, I can have good Amrit Vela. So some of these disciplines, rules, maryadas, by following them accurately, we will always develop ourselves spiritually.
Okay, okay. Very, very interesting. Didi, there is I will say like kind of an open question. Will you please mention to us something that you would like to say to the family? I mean, to the Brahmin students, for that, let's see, to improve all those things as family, as individuals, of course, in the needs we do have now. Would you please?
See, actually, Baba inspires us to have enthusiasm in Brahmin life. When you have enthusiasm in Brahmin life, you can experience your self-progress very fast. But because of lack of enthusiasm, sometimes laziness, carelessness, negligence comes in. I would suggest, please make enthusiasm as the foundation of your Brahmin life. Enthusiasm is an energy that helps me not to progress, but to flying in the flying. And second thing, my personal property from Baba. So I should not let go of the happiness because of service, because of any relationship. So what Baba is telling us nowadays, in order to be always happy and make others happy, remain content. When you are content with yourself, you make others content. But in order to remain content, you got to be satisfied. When you are satisfied, you are content. And when you are content, you are happy. And when you are happy, you make others happy. But to remain satisfied, you need to be full. You must not have any desire. If there is anything lacking, any desire, you are not satisfied. So count on your attainments. This is what I would suggest. Count on what you have got from Baba. Never compare yourself with others. Comparison makes you lose your happiness and you become jealous, or you have ego instead. So in order to avoid jealousy and ego in Brahmin life, count the attainments, appreciate what you have got from Baba, and remain content, satisfied. Then you will be always happy and you can make others happy. Giving and receiving happiness is the greatest charity of Brahmin life.
Wonderful, wonderful. Very, very important, all those points. Didi, I would like to thank you in behalf of the family, all those jewels you share with us. For me personally, it's very, very value when it's Gian plus experience, Gian put in life and then experience, which is very, very rich from my point of view. We really, really thank you a lot, DDG, for being here with us and sharing all those things.
So it was a great pleasure. It was a great pleasure for me to be with all of you and share some of these experience with all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sister. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, Drama, for letting us be together here, sharing all that. We would like to see you soon, sister. I will say, like we say, well, I mean, like they say in Madhuban, you consume, you go soon. I hope we meet you again here. Okay?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
Om Shanti.